Welcome to Keep Bev Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Libra. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Libra, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. Libra. Not. There it is. See? Not getting anything in particular, and then there's choice. So that's why we have a little bit of a stalemate. We're thinking, we have to make choices. Yes, and it's divinely guided. It is for what you love, Libra. You have to think about what you love. It's coming in, huh? We're in spring now, so beginnings have started. Sprouted is what I want to say. New beginnings have sprouted, new ideas. What you want is at the tip of your fingers. It's a matter of reaching and taking it, or deciding about it, rather. I'm still using the Smith-WaiteTarot, and the spread is the Gothic, and I've kept our animals, spirit of the animals, with the seasons of the witch, and we're starting off with our Queen of Cups, so very loving, very, very affectionate, and that is understandable, because you're in that I'm in love, and the Lover's card showed up, and I want to be in love, and I want love around me. And you're loving yourself before anything else, which is the most important thing. And you're keeping your love. You're keeping a lid on the deepest part of you, because you have been burned. You know what it feels like to have been taken advantage of on any level. And you're protecting that love. You have become the wiser for it, Libra. Could be that you're dealing with water signs too, but this is more about you rather than someone else. And the test that is put before you is that the King of Wands, where you need to step out. So where you've been holding back, now you need to push forward, and Spirit is asking you to take that step forward, but not just on the fly, because this king is quite decisive in his processing. He won't back up anything that's not worthy, and he has to have a track record shown. He has to see, well, where have you been? What have you done? Why should I trust you? Becoming more discerning again. It is the act of discernment rather than the sentiment of discernment. Where she feels, he responds. Now we see the yin and yang together here, the fire and the water. So it could be that you may be very well be dealing with the fire sign, or vice versa, or you are dealing with in yourself the behaviors, that those talents that come with these court cards. So that discerning quality of hers and that innovation from him, wherein you take the step forward because you've been holding back long enough. Here we see the bottom of the deck for stability, for marriage, for celebration of, whether it is a birth or a marriage. It is that sense of home, that feeling of, I want to celebrate. Again, it is the Five of Wands. So we have deliberation, again, making that decision. Do you want to be with a particular person? Is there a particular person that you want to talk to, that you have sentimental feeling for, that you've been holding back from? The third card is having that sense of an offer, wanting to reach forward, wanting to step forward, following your heart with what you love. Two of Cups show here as a commitment, wanting that commitment, wanting to make that offer for marriage. Very romantic this spring is for Libra, which is it's fitting. It's quite fitting because it is your time now. It is your time. Air signs are having what they want just in their reach. It is a question of being strong enough in the will to reach forward and take it. Here we have the Six of Wands. So there is a victory. There is the bartering that we come from the Five. So maybe you've been arguing or you've been debating within the self or with others. Usually this is with others, but it is more on the sense of having conversations, and so maybe people have been encouraging you or discouraging you. Here you must make that choice. Again, we saw the Lover's card. We're looking back here at what could be and what may have been. And do I really want to go down that road again in some cases? That's what he does. He checks the track record of what took place and with whom it's taken place. And there we see the disappointment in love. We see that he's focused on that. He does not want to be hurt again. And yes, I'm saying he because it is the masculine side of our existence. We are to determine in our hearts if it is that we are feeling more of the protective side or we're feeling more of the emotional side. And here we are becoming more protective of our feelings. We're very guarded. We have become wiser about what we feel and who we share what we feel with. Because here we do not want to just tell anyone and everyone. Simply because we will be put under the microscope, we will be judged. And Libra, we don't want to do that. We don't want to create a disturbance, whether it is in judging someone or being judged ourselves. We're looking back at the disappointments that we've had within particular individuals. We're contemplating or we're discussing, do we go forward again? Do we have a second chance? Do we offer one? Do we move on? We want to walk away from disappointments. We don't want to go back to the people who've disappointed us. We want something new in most cases. And here we see the happiness. We see that we are coming to fruition. We're coming to fulfillment. That we will follow what we love. We will be more discerning. We will be more protective of our feelings. And we will have our happiness. In some cases, it is a finalization going to marriage. It is, for others, an ending of a cycle. Again, it is individual on an individual level that you will look at this. As a general read, I have to say it is one or the other. If you know that you are with someone who's disappointed you and you're feeling that you can't argue or you can't discuss or you can't make that amendment, then it is time to take what you want and move away. For others, it is coming into that balance, being the bigger person, being able to accept your faults, your part of the disappointment, and still wanting to have that relationship. It is the choice that you must make. Your happiness is still to come. It's not that you have to choose and say, okay, well, I really want, but I don't know. This is where you get an individual read. When it comes down to, you must make that choice, because this is a general read. Here we have the truth, being honest. Again, it is the only way to know which way to go. And the Four of Swords means a conversation. So in order to confirm the happiness, whether it is to come to fulfillment or to end a marriage or relationship, either you reach the fulfillment or you complete the cycle by ending it. You have to be honest here. You have to speak your truth. You have to speak your mind. And that's where you are. You're at the point of, I want to talk. I want to talk it out. I want to have that conversation. The next person is a playful young person, whether it's a man or a woman. He always strike me as, again, I see the fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. And today it seems to be Leo in this card. Because it's the second time I see the card. First reading, I said Leo. This time, it's still striking me as a Leo. Doesn't have to be. Could be just a playful young. Again, the young comes in. So we're looking at someone before their 30s. More into their mid-20s. To narrow it down for some of you. Other than that, it's just a fire sign. It's an attitude. It could be that you're dealing with someone who is in their 60s and they're behaving like someone who is in their 20s. And that truth needs to come forward. Wanting to start again is where this one comes in. Again, that's Leo. And I say Leo, it doesn't have to be the Leo sign. It could be the August month, wherein the person that you want to deal with decide to start up with you in August. Say, okay, let's start again. Let's do this again. Again, it depends on your conversation with who you're dealing with. So I'm looking at, it could be the Leo sign for some of you. It could be the month of August where you may have this fulfillment come. We're looking at the beginning of a cycle. So wanting to take that chance, and it's not so much of a chance, it's going with the faith, it's having that trust. Can I trust? Will you trust? This is the fear that you have. It's just, will I be walking into what I have just left or have had previously with the relationships that I've been in that weren't satisfying me, or they were not going to fulfillment. All right, I don't want to hide our Knight of Wands. He's quite handsome, so we'll bring him up to the top. And well, you know this is the Ace, so we'll bring it here. Okay. All right, there's just one more card. I'm really sorry that my space is so small. I will switch tables eventually. It's just I haven't set that up yet, and I didn't want to prolong or miss this May reading at all. I want to make sure I'm incorporating each month. It's my promise. It's my promise to do my readings for each month. I don't want to falter on that. But that is the thing. What is it that you want with the next person? Is you're having to face certain fear. Libra, you've been hurt. You've been holding back. You're feeling like you have to move forward. You've taken actions. You've taken certain steps. You're dealing with someone who is very playful. But they want to come back to you. And wanting is not enough. You don't want to be made a fool. You don't want to be played again. So the question is, can you trust? Again, personal readings, I suggest strongly to go into your own personal reading for a response on this, because what comes from this general read is you must make a choice. And the fear is in being made a fool. And then, of course, betrayal will come, ending up of a cycle. And the choice is in just that you don't want to be betrayed. You want to call out these betrayals. You want to have that conversation. And starting up again and coming directly to an end of a cycle. We have ending of a cycle. So for some of you, it is a consistent yes that you will end a relationship. You will take yourself, walk away from that disappointment. Take your love, keep it to yourself, and be more innovative in taking care of yourself and finding your own happiness and starting up a new cycle for happiness, because you will come to an end. Again, a completion of a cycle here says that some relationships are coming to an end. And in particular, relationships that are being dealt with where you have immaturity, that sense, you find that you get the truth about the immaturity. When you call for the truth and you get immaturity, that is your answer, that you need to walk away and start over with someone brand new. Take that leap of faith and meet up with someone else, because whoever you're dealing with is coming out to say, I'm still immature. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this relationship. Here we have the Four of there's the Devil. So the marriage in itself is it's not happening. It's being blocked, and we see that with the swords here. We see that with the Queen of Swords, where she's not accepting anything but the truth, and any addictions, any overindulgence, she's cutting that out. Again, we have the Two of Swords, holding back with our Queen of Cups. That deliberation here, that bartering, trying to make deals, it's only because they're stroking their ego that they want to try and come around again. Because it's going to turn into another bartering, making deals, trying to convince you that you should, because there's a lot of charisma in this young, I can't say young man, this young person, this young knight. There's a lot of charisma, very, very outspoken. Again, the sign of Leo comes in. It is because we're looking at ego here. We're looking at August. If it is that you are planning, again, this is an odd message. If you're planning to celebrate a relationship in August, it's not going to happen. It's not going to come out the way you think. It's just going to go the other way. The truth that you're going to come to is about betrayals, overindulgence, lots of overindulgence. It could be addictive behaviors. It could be sexual relationships, going outside of the marriage, and then bringing in divorce, because it's come into that. It's either you're dealing with a divorcee or someone is headed toward divorce through this read. I'm getting that quite clear. Where in August, it's going to be decided that there is no more marriage. Someone's getting caught out. Because the truth is being revealed. You're finding out, Libra, what you knew already in your heart. You're getting the words for it now. You're going to block, you're really going to block this relationship from going forward. Someone is running to tell you this. Yeah, you're getting your truth. Nine of Swords. Third parties involved. Again, it's all of the drama. It's all of the drama of being in a relationship, trying to hold on to a relationship so that you could have third-party situations. You're going to get that news. You're going to get that confirmation. You're going to move on. You're going to see that, yeah, no, somebody's definitely taking this to the magistrate. They are not playing. You are not playing. Oh, my God. You're not playing. Oh, no. You're putting an end to this, and you're doing it viciously. I tell you, this Queen of Swords is you, Libra. You see this Queen of Swords here? She's cutting him to smithereens. Whatever the news that you are getting, you are standing your ground, you are blocking, you are not, you're putting an end. You have all the truth. You're going to have it all. You're going to have it all. And it is a repeat cycle of betrayal by our young knight here. All right, let's move along here with our Seasons of the Witch advice on how Libra is to deal with this. Well, Libra doesn't seem to have a problem. Libra knows exactly what to do, but we could always use a little bit of guidance. Maybe that fire in your tongue you may want to temper a little bit, because you don't want to regret what you will say. And actions do speak louder than words. And remember, if someone is addicted to whatever it is, sex, drugs, alcohol, they have a sickness. That is a true sickness. So you might want to again, we saw the Four of Swords. So you might want to deal with them on a therapeutic level in your words. You may want to remind yourself that they need help. They need psychological help. You may want to, maybe you don't want to say that to them, but you need to think along those lines before you speak, because you don't want to hurt them more than they are hurting already. Especially if you're going to disappoint them and say, no, I don't want your proposal. I don't accept your proposal. Because you're walking away. Either you were going to propose to them and you've decided not to, or you're going to just you're going to walk away from the proposal. You don't want to deal with them. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? There it is. So and then we have the boundaries. Placing your boundaries, Libra. Silence speaks volumes. And in this deck, in this card here, the morning dew is fresh. It's just the crack, not even the crack of dawn. It's before the dawn would come, where you would have that ability to walk on the grass. And that is one of the most interesting times of the day, where you're really in the symbionce of the night and the day. You're walking between the two worlds. And this is where you get to meditate. Maybe you need to rise a little earlier than usual and contemplate how you're going to proceed, because again, harsh words creates difficult karma for everyone. I don't want to advise that you pick a fight or even address them with any kind of vulgarity. You may want to sit quietly a bit. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring. Stay focused on what you know you truly want. Again, keeping your emotions to yourself, not sharing. And then being more discerning, but very, again, he's wiser. He's wise. So the wisdom here is in keeping that steadiness in what you want to do. And if it is to keep away from particulars, then I do suggest that you don't express too much. The truth that you're going to get, you just need to clarify with them, or just not even clarify. You can just say, well, I know enough. I don't want, and cut it as quickly as the dawn would evaporate that dew on the grass, because the mist doesn't stay. If you've ever risen early before the dawn and you've seen the dew or you've seen the mist, how quickly it clears. Well, it's the same in the attitude that Queen of Swords can render, where she cuts ties very quickly, very silently. Libra, you are putting an end to a cycle, and a true end. It is not going to repeat. It is the 20 years, so it is a completion. You are going off into a new beginning with someone completely different, for most of you. For others, you may want to have certain conversation. Your situation really depends on how you communicate with each other, and not everybody's going through the same thing at the same time. For some of you, you have a completion that brings forth a marriage, because you've put an end to a cycle of betrayal through others. Third parties, could be family, friends, etc., even work. You put an end to that so that you can have your marriage come to fruition. For others, it is the marriage is not going to happen. I don't want, because I have found out, and what I have found out has made me make my decision quite clear in my mind and in my heart. Let us see what the totem animal would be that Spirit is wanting you to call upon from deep within, to follow in helping you to make your decision, Libra. Again, I won't shuffle. I shuffled already, so I'll just do one. My fingers just hurt when I did that. So, oh, look at that. The giraffe, the visionary. Again, seeing far. That is the wisdom of our King of Wands. He really relates to this card, wherein you have that visionary. You see the consequences, you see the progress, you see what could be. You check, you look back at what has happened. You look forward at where this could end up. You know if something is going to repeat itself. That is where he comes in. Rise above earthly matters. Glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. Again, bringing it back to yourself, because whatever it is that this young knight, for those of you who are not going to have a relationship, those of you who are saying, I can't deal with this, I don't want that betrayal coming back to me. That ego I can't handle. That is where you see the self-love and the gentle break. Again, reflecting off of the morning dew card here. That gentle break that you will make with them is really to reinforce your self-love, because they want you to argue and fight and become all passionate. That's what they want. That is who they are. Again, relating to Leo, the month, the sign, however you want to take that. But Libra is very gentle and very loving and very warm and very docile, like our giraffe here. And this is where you rise above. Again, we see that with our Seven of Swords backing up the Queen of Swords. So being that you take the higher ground and not stoop to the level of vulgarity or abusive behavior. Being that you avoid that path and you go with the gentle, loving nature that you truly are. You rise above the earthly matters and glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. That's not going to be easy, Libra. But you are very capable, and your patience, your diligence, and your wisdom is going to bring you there. On that note, I thank you again for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, Libra, love and light.